Timer. There we go. Live on YouTube. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Let me take a drink of water. This is a Leo Quickie reading. Hold on. So, yeah, let's get right to it, Leo. What's happening? I am using, we're just going to pull 3 cards. It's going to be a little nice quick message for right now. Do not pin this to any specific time. Whenever you happen to come across this reading, this is when it's for, okay? And as always, take what resonates, leave the rest. Don't ever try to squeeze it into your story, okay? If it's not resonating, it's not for you. Because it's a general reading, you know, I obviously can't hit everybody's stories. So, all right, so let's start with this tarot card. Let's get a message for Leo from the highest vibration of light and love, always and only in their highest good. For right now, for whoever needs to hear it. All right, in their highest good. Let's hit it all. You know, with all the, if you guys are experiencing a lot of psychic attacks, right now it's actually March 7th, 2022. We're experiencing a lot of psychic attacks, attempts to distract us, derail us. And so I'm just kind of being a little more careful than normal, than I normally would, because normally I don't worry about protection, because truthfully, we have nothing to be protected from. We are the shiznit. Nothing can take us down unless we allow it. But we're still processing a lot of our trauma and demons. So that is allowing it, right? Which is great. It's part of the process. So anyway, so we'll just cover all the bases of protection but I always ask for the messages to come from the highest vibration of love and light, always and only. We don't need any imposters sneaking in and trying to give us bogus messages. So let's get a beautiful message for Leo, please, for right now. All right. All right. Take that. Ooh, okay. 5 of Pentacles, Leo. So I am teaching myself tarot. I am trying to, this deck specifically is designed to be more intuitive. And so I do want to try and intuit that. So this is a, excuse me, 51-year-old eyes. So this is a lovely woman who is, I mean, she kind of looks like she's playing hide and seek, right? Like she's like counting, like 1, 2, 3, which is interesting, right? But she's not, like, she has to know that she's also not completely hidden behind that tree. She's not trying really hard, okay? So what is that telling me, Leo? And I love that the colors, that gold and yellow, very much lion colors, right? And then there's also like a, I don't even know, some sort of predator, could be a coyote, chasing a rabbit, a jackrabbit in the background. So the sun is, you know, about 4 p.m., depending on the time of year. And she's got these 5 pentacles. Now, pentacles is it earth? I hope it's earth. Yeah, pentacles is earth, and it oftentimes comes through as abundance. So what is this? Okay, so she's hiding from, there's a reason that's coming through that way. And we are going to get more messages here, more clarification in case I get a little stuck. But I also love that she's a redhead, and she's even showing, it's kind of funny, but I'm just going to mention it because it is popping in, you know, it's sticking out to me. She's showing some side boob there. So there's definitely a lot of vulnerability here. There's a lot of, she's not really trying to hide anything. but she's trying to make it look like she is. Okay. And with these pentacles that she's got, what is going on here? I am really curious, and I know I promised I was going to intuit them, but now I want to look it up. Bear with me while I look up what is going on here. Five of Pentacles, material hardship. Okay. The process of breaking down or loss is as necessary as the process of building up. It's interesting because I actually pulled kind of the same message for a goddess group that I'm in. That, you know, it's time for us to break down systems, break belief systems, break down. Yeah, so what is... Okay. Keywords, loss, disillusion. So I do feel like this is what I'm getting, though. It traditionally means loss, and disillusion, you know, meaning not really seeing what's going on, not really being in your right mind almost, you know, is pretending that everything's fine, maybe. But what's coming through for me with the loss is that I feel like you're more worried about what you're going to lose than... Now, many of you may have recently experienced a loss or are going through a loss right now. I don't want to diminish that. But this message that's coming through is for those of you who are so worried about losing something that you're hiding. The thing is that we can't hide from this journey anymore. We just can't. And so we are trying, we think we're trying, but at the same time we're like, oh, well, you can see me, I'm right here. But we refuse to look. Like we're hiding poorly, but we're not even going to look and acknowledge that we're hiding poorly. And so disillusion definitely is coming through. Again, I feel like this fear, like this thing going on back here, this predator and prey, this chase, this, you know, as, you know, if you will, this bad versus good, right? This, you know, this predatory energy versus this innocent energy, right? And she doesn't want to look at it, but she's not completely hiding from it. And so she pretends it's not happening. She's just pretending it's not happening. No, this is not happening. So Leo, I feel like there's something that's going on in your life that you are in denial of. Okay. And I just heard big change. So there's something that is changing. Okay, Leo, it is changing. It is shifting and changing, and you are in denial of it. And that is resistance. What does resistance do? It makes the journey more painful. Okay, the journey is going to happen. Resistance makes it more painful. You know, people say, oh, well, it can delay. I go back and forth on this. Okay. Because I do think that everything is divine timing. And so I feel like if we missed, you know, a gateway or whatever, then we needed to miss that. There is always another one coming. Okay. So I want to get, the next card is going to be from this beautiful, God, 8 minutes already. What's wrong with me? I'm halfway through. I'm trying to keep these under 20 for sure. Let's get a clarification on this message. So you're pretending something big isn't happening in your life, and it is, whether you see it or not. But at the same time, it's almost like you're goading your guides to show you in a bigger way what's happening. It's like you're like, okay, I see this big change happening, but right now it's kind of in small pieces, parts, it's in baby steps. And even though I see it, I'm going to pretend it's not happening because right now it's easy to ignore. And so you're like, but at the same time, you're like, on some level, you're like, I need this change. I know I need this change, but I'm terrified to be an active participant in it. So come on, guides, just do something big. Show me something bigger than what I'm seeing so that I can come out of hiding. When you're doing all of this to yourself, Leo. You know what? I was watching a dear friend of mine, which I should link his channel because he's got a beautiful channel. He does readings. And, he was doing Sag, which is my sun sign in the 13th system. And he totally called me out. And he said, it was funny because this is what I'm getting with you now, Leo. That's why I'm bringing this up. Is he said, I'm sorry to say this, Sag, but this message is coming through and making me want to grab you and shake you because you are doing this to yourself. You have no one to blame but yourself. So Leo, big, strong lion, Leo, big fire energy, you are creating your own suffering right now, okay, by refusing to see what's going on. And refusing, well, not refusing, but more like you're having a lot of trouble believing that it's for your highest good, because it is a shakeup. It is quite a shakeup. Okay, so let's get a fairy card. Yeah, I want this one. Sorry. I can't always be out in the living area because of other people. And so interesting. So this actually popped out unexpectedly as an extra card for the Sagittarius reading. But you got 30, She Who Laughs. So I do feel like maybe collectively this is going to come out that we're all taking this way too seriously. Like, I get it. This is our life, right? But this is also an illusion that we're creating in every moment. I just created this moment. Now I'm creating this moment. Now I'm creating this moment. We are creating everything. And we take ourselves, so we take the whole thing so fucking seriously that it increases our resistance and increases our suffering, because we get to a place where we're like, oh my God, this is really big. And oh my God, I'm fucking it up. Like, we tell ourselves that we're doing it wrong when really we can't. And so this 30, it breaks down to 3, which is, for me, comes through as trust your intuition, trust your higher self, trust the plan, trust that everything that is happening is in your highest good, no matter what it looks like right now. Embrace the mess, right? Embrace the suck, as we said in the military, but I like embrace the mess better, because a mess is something that we can clean, right? Embrace the suck. What do you do with that? But yeah, She Who Laughs, humor, perspective, mirth. I love the perspective. Try to shift your perspective to one of trust, because right now you are not trusting at all. And I feel like there's a lot of anxiety where, Leo, you are a force of nature normally, right? You are a change maker. You always have been, you always will be, whether you see it or not, whether you feel like you've lived up to that or not. You have changed people's lives around you, and you have been a very effective energy on this planet, okay, getting us into the right path and everything. And so I feel like anxiety, maybe before, like if you're watching this, I know you're on an awakening journey, right? Maybe before your awakening journey, that's something you worried about. And now it's very prevalent in your life. And that is not a comfortable place to be. I understand that. Because I have dealt with that my entire life, anxiety. And so I know how uncomfortable it is. And it's kind of new for you, I think, for some of you versus, maybe before, when you were plugged into the matrix, you had all your shit figured out. You knew exactly who you were and what you wanted to do. And then all of a sudden you saw this expanded universe, maybe from 1 minute to the next, and you're like, holy shit, like, what I'm doing is useless. Okay, that's kind of the way you felt. It wasn't. It served you as long as it needed to serve you. But that's how we feel, right? When we awaken, we're like, everything I've been doing is a lie. Everything I have believed is a lie. What am I doing with my life, and how can I do more, right? So I feel like the anxiety is kind of freaking you out. I'm going to turn that off. Let's get a final message from this sacred. This is my favorite deck that I have ever owned. I've had it a long time, and it's just going to give us kind of a final confirmation or an expanded message about this. So Leo, just trust is really kind of the message coming through. Like, find a way to find. It's a terrible phrase, Wendy. Try to tune into your innate trust in the universe and the fact that you are co-creating this reality with the universe, with the universal force, God, source, whatever term you want to use, whatever term floats your boat. You are co-creating it every moment. And so why on earth do you think you cannot co-create the life that you deserve, right? And so this is a transitional process. So trust that this is, I use the term purgatory for kind of where I'm at right now, but really we don't ever stop moving forward. We really don't. But trust that anytime you feel stuck, you're not really. But again, there are ways to be a more active participant in your own journey, and to unstuck yourself maybe a little quicker than normal. And again, whatever you decide or whatever you're able to do is perfect, right? Divine timing. If you can't seem to unstuck yourself, then you're not meant to be unstuck yet. Okay. So let's get a final message for you, Leo. But this, again, this is for right now. There's really no time, there's really no like 2 weeks through the next 2 weeks through. No, this is what is happening right now. Okay. That there is something big happening in your life that you are refusing to see because you see how big it is. But at the same time, you're like, there is a level inside your energy field that is downright giddy about this. But it's so unfamiliar, and you are having trouble believing that you deserve what's on the other side, because part of you knows what it is. Part of you knows what's waiting on the other side of this. And right now it's like this big electrical fence, right, that you're afraid to touch because you'll get zapped. I promise you, there's no juice there. There's no juice. You just are creating that. You're afraid of that there is. And so there is. But the minute you remove the fear of it hurting you, oh, what if it hurts me? So what? Oh my God, this journey is so much about coming to terms with our pain and our suffering and the fact that it is what it is. You can get to a place where you're like, well, that really sucked, but hey, I made it through and here I am. And not to be apathetic, but to see it from an observer's perspective, at least when you're on the other side. And, obviously then we can, hindsight is 2020, right? Then we're like, oh, that actually was good for me. That, my partner cheating was the best thing that could ever have happened, right? Okay, so let's get a final message and then we'll wrap her up. Leo, you're in unfamiliar territory for you. And that's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable. Ascending the mountain, keep going forward. What did I just say? We're never actually not moving, okay? We are always moving forward, even if we're in, I always get I like to give the visual of, our guides throw our puddled mass into a grocery cart and they run and they just take off on a sprint and they run with us in the grocery cart. And so that we can rest, so that we can take a break, and they're doing all the work. Okay. And maybe that's what you need to surrender to right now. I do feel like I want you to notice these flowers right here, but you see how he's already passed this pipe, but he definitely thinks like it goes along with this, this message of you're afraid. Like you are afraid of what's coming, but at the same time, you're afraid it's going to be so amazing. Why would you be afraid of that? I understand that, but there's something else going on. You're afraid that it's going to be so amazing. It's not all self-worth. Like, yeah, you have trouble believing that you're worthy of it, but you're also so afraid that it's going to be so amazing. Okay. I mean, that's part of it. All I'm getting right now is that you're afraid it's going to be so amazing that you're going to look back on however long you've been here and you're going to go, I wasted all that time. You're afraid you're going to feel like you wasted every minute before. Okay. I am here to tell you, you're going to see it from an observer's point of view, and you're going to be so grateful for the journey. Okay. And the journey never ends. So you have more to do. But this is your message that, not to keep going forward necessarily. Close these windows popping up. But to be reminded that you are always moving forward. You are always continuing on. Okay. Energy cannot be completely still. Energy is always in motion. All right. So that is what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this helped a little bit. I hope that this gives you some, confirmation maybe, but at least some hope that, you're not doing anything wrong. You're not screwing this up. If you can, try to confront this change that's going on. And all that will happen is that you will become more of an active participant in your own journey versus letting it happen while you're hiding behind the tree, but not really, but kind of sort of hiding. And maybe this is a lot of this too, is like you're being a victim, maybe so that other people see your suffering. You don't need that shit. You don't need that negative energy in your life. Okay. You are a force of nature. You're fucking Leo. Okay. Stop being a whiny ass bitch and step out from behind that tree and declare your sovereignty, okay? And this big change, I promise you, is in your highest good, okay? There's just no other option. All right. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Have a great one.